Scruffy Audio Network.
Thanks, Program Director. Those slaps are getting a little bit more energetic each time. I know it's a Friday. We've been doing it all day today, but, well, we've been doing the podcast all day. Hey, I'm here with one of the best guys that has come to this Woodgym and has lived with me. He's like a damn son to me. His name's CJ Prosise. CJ, what up?
How we doing? Is
this your first time on a microphone?
Yes, once. I've probably second time.
Second time. It's cool, isn't it? Now this is this is YouTube, and so you got listeners and viewers.
Yeah.
So, and you're looking fly with the patent CJ headband. All right, CJ's a Woodgym guy. He's a Type A personality type dude, and that's what we have here. That's the theme of the podcast that I've started. 21 episodes ago of all the guys are all driven Type A personalities. This guy comes from Seattle to come train. He's been loyal as hell to me, I think, for 7 years?
7 years now, yeah.
I mean, that's amazing, bro. I mean, just amazing. And he always shows me love. I mean, he does all different types of things, all different types of training, but he always shows the Woodgym and the Petrone Casa some love. So much respect to that, and I love you for that. I really do it. And it really feels comfortable, and I'm so glad we got to do this. We didn't get to do it last time because you had to catch that flight. Yeah, we couldn't do it. Well, it was messed up. My program director, it was a little squong, on the computer deal or whatever that was. But CJ was in a rush. He had to get home and pack. So we couldn't be able to get that one in. Yeah. So you made yourself to the Woodgym. You're here this week doing some serious training. It's a big year for you. It's his fourth year with the Seattle Seahawks. I always open up the question. I don't know if you've ever heard any of my podcasts. I'm going to go with a hard no. When did you know that you were different? When did you know that you were different?
When did I know I was different?
Now, not different as in your hair, your good looks, whatever. You're a running back in the NFL. And as you know, being through the Woodgym, you see a lot of cats trying to make it, and they don't make it. And you see a lot of cats make it, but you made it. You're balling. When did you know you were different?
Even I think when I was 4 years old, that was the first time I started playing football, and that was the first time I touched a football field. So, my dream was always playing NFL. That was my first dream. That was my lifelong dream, and that dream didn't really come to fruition until I maybe got to middle school when I was playing basketball, basically. I'm playing basketball, and I'm dominating playing basketball, putting up 40 points a game and on JV basketball, and I was like, I'm different. That was really when I was like, I'm different, and I feel like my mindset is different than anybody else's mindset, and I feel like I'm not, whatever it is I want to do, I'm not going to let anything else stop me. So I didn't know at that point, maybe football, NFL, NBA was at the same level. But at that point, I knew I was different. I knew I can be a different type of athlete, a different type of person, and I could change the way I was brought up, I guess, and where I came from.
All right. So you played basketball. So I'm taking you played both sports. You played multi-sports in high school, right? So again, that theory holds true. Program director, to be an athlete. And to act like an athlete, move like an athlete, playing more than one sport. I think they did a stat, was 89% of the draft played more than one sport. In this business, I'm finding where everybody starts a pigeonhole after, middle school, going into high school and talking about, I got to, hone in on my one sport, my one sport. And from Pennington to Helton to Harrison to you, to Luke Hochever, to all the guys that have been on this damn show, JP Arancibia, JP Smith, they all are playing more than one sport. And how do you think that helps an athlete?
It just makes you so much more versatile. I mean, even in middle school, like I said, I was playing basketball. I went to a small basketball school. We had no football team. So I had to play soccer and baseball, two sports I never played. And, and those 2 years of playing soccer might have, taught me some things that I might have never even learned playing football. Or just as far as, spacing wise and just fundamental things about, footwork and stuff like that. So, and then I got back to it made me a better basketball player. And then once I got to high school, it made me a better football player. So
is that where you get those gorgeous rock hard calves from the soccer and because I find a lot of the kids that move really well in another sport had some type of soccer background.
I mean, I think when I was younger.
Where you get your calves from?
I did a lot of calf raises. I used to do 1,000 a day when I was younger, and then just kind of.
So you were self-motivated at a young age.
And my big brother was very behind a lot of my, motivation. He was, we would be at the gym all night. He would push me. We would be at the gym till like 12 hours. My mom's calling me like, where y'all at? Like, we're at the gym playing basketball, Mom. We good. We'll be home in a little bit. Like, and that was just. And that was just my childhood. That was just the norm. That was just normal for me. It was. It was just normal for me. It was just to just be out. Like I was never really the one to go out. I had friends. I used to go. Be out with my friends. But when it was time, and I always loved working out and just playing sports.
So when did you know that you were different at the high school level to start getting recruited? And when did you start making your decision of the schools? And then how did you pick the school that you played?
So I guess starting off my sophomore year, I was playing receiver. This is my first year on varsity football. Can
you hear me enough? Go fist away to that thing. There you go. Perfect.
And then
perfect.
There we go. I was starting on varsity basketball already on freshman year, so I was already playing there. But so I had just started playing varsity football my sophomore year, playing receiver, getting a little play time a little bit here and there. I was playing well, not okay here and there, and then they put me at safety one game. I think maybe like halfway through the season. My first play at safety, I broke on the ball. Got to pick my first play at safety, and then I got a tackle at the 1 yard line. And that was literally, and then I think 4 plays later I got another pick. And that was when I think everybody just looked at me and they were like, yeah, he's
different.
He's different. And, at this point, like, everybody thought, basketball I was a basketball guy. I was going to be, a basketball guy. Then all of a sudden, like, it's like, never mind. I think football is going to be. But
you played basketball through high school.
Yeah, I played basketball until my senior year. Until senior year, I stopped. So I got to the point where it was just, we had my parents and I thought it was best for me to just, kind of be done with it. We had problems with the coaches and
got it. But you probably still played if it was normal. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see a lot of the guys that really doesn't affect them. I mean, an athlete's an athlete.
Yeah.
And, even in the training business, I have parents come up all the time when the off season is and goes, hey, should, if it's a football player, should he play basketball or run track or do more days with you? Yeah. And I always say, pick the sport and have fun.
Yeah, I just did track for 2 seasons, and I loved. I mean, it was a blast.
What'd you do in track?
Everything.
You were that guy.
Yeah. So indoor, I did the 55, 200, 4x2, long jump, triple, high, and then outdoors the 100, 200, 4x1, 400 sometimes, long jump. Didn't do the triple outdoor and high.
So you're on that journey of I'm feeling a little bit different than everybody. It's coming easy to me. When did you have to put in the work, or was it after college that you figured out everybody's CJ Prosise?
I always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder. I always felt like I was behind. I always felt like I was never, I guess the guy that was, I don't know how to say it, but like
if this cat had a chip on his shoulder, as talented as he is, I must have had a boulder on my shoulder because you're a talented dude. And chips usually come with guys that are like overlooked, a little undersized, a little too slow, a little too weak. What makes you think you had a chip, or is that just a mental edge that you have?
I think that's just a mental edge I have. I never, and like I said, everything was easy for me in high school. Everything was very easy, but I never took it for granted. I always worked.
You didn't act like you were entitled out there.
No,
like this should be happening.
No, I
like that.
Every time
you know what I'm talking about.
Every time I touched the field, it was like, I got to work for this, and this can be taken away from me, and the next guy is better than me. I mean, not better than me, but the next guy they think that he's better than me.
But CJ, everybody thinks that same way. I mean, all my best ones always. I mean, you've watched them. You've seen them in here for the last 8 years that you've been coming through here, and Harrison's 8-year career is every high school kid always asks, "Who's the guy out there working so hard?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's just trying to make a team." And that's how all the great ones are always self-doubting themselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never seen, and Chad, I mean, you'd get into the car with him after a Sunday night game, leave Giant Stadium. He'd throw over 300 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and he would always go, "Do you see me miss that 10-yard out?"
Yeah.
Todd Helton, leave the ballpark, not a stadium, ballpark, and he would go 3 for 4 and talk about the one strikeout. He watched the curve go by or the fastball. It's amazing how the best ones talk about what they did wrong because they have so much self-confidence. So the chip isn't a sign of insecurity, right? It's just a chip of...
It's just a chip of, I know I can never stop working. I know I can never give up what I have. And, I do know I'm talented. I do know I'm athletic. And, from where I am, I know I'm a different athlete that, is probably not going to come around for a long time. So I don't take that for granted. And I just know that I'm not going to let that slip away, and I'm going to keep working there.
And you are, I mean, you have all the attributes. You get through a couple of these injuries, CJ. I mean, you should really set yourself up. I know we haven't had any time to be alone and talk about some things, but I mean, there's no reason you can't play 6 or 7 more years because the body's healthy. But you have all the tangibles. I was talking about that this morning with Dr. James Chu. He was my first podcast guy. You know Chu. He's climbed all the 7 peaks. He's a beast. He goes, how do you see things so soon on people that they don't see yet? And you have all those intangibles of actually understanding. I mean, look what you do every offseason. You still come visit the Woodgym. You still do other things. Now, the guys that don't, after they make it and don't visit the Woodgym, they always have the poorest year the next year, whether it's injury or they don't get their playing time or they're released. It's not even the Woodgym if they don't stay with the formula that has gotten them there. What makes you fly across the country to come to Knoxville, Tennessee and train? I'm not stroking me, just what makes you?
No, I mean, I know every time I come here it works for me, and I get a lot better, and I can always say that every time I go back wherever I come from, it doesn't matter where I'm working out at, where I go, it's like I feel 15, 20 times better than when I came here. And there's, I mean, and for I mean, that's the reason, I work out here, but then, of course, like coming here for you, you like basically like a father to me, like a father figure to me. We've been through a lot. I've been coming here 7 years. We done seen a lot. I done basically seen your daughters grow up, and it's literally, I mean, like family to me. So that's another big reason. But like I said, just every time I come here, it's like I'm like I can always say like every day I call my mom like I'm sore. Mom. She's like, "You sore again? Every time you go there, you sore." I'm like, "Yep." That's what I guess I'm doing something right. So. Every time I come here, I get better, and I trust the process. I trust the formula that you given me, and I'll just keep following it.
So that's something that, again, does that come from your product of your environment, your family, or is it just you seeking to always get better? Always moving the goalposts. Never surrendered, never satisfied. Does that come from? I know the chip on your shoulder, but is like you said, that's your formula of now you're, as you would say, you're your own property. You're your own corporation. You're your own business. if your mind's not right and your health's not right, and even your spiritual walk isn't right, you're going to be off and there's somebody else coming for you. You know, how do you always put that together?
I think, I think watching my parents grind when I was younger and just seeing them do so much for me when I was younger just made me want to, it showed me how to work, but it also showed me I want, how much more I want for them and also for me. And so, just for our family in general. So, that's just, I think that's, for me, that's my parents is just so much of an influence on me, how much they just showed me the path and I just followed their way.
And you chose, I'm sure you were highly recruited out of high school, right? What were your top 3 schools?
Coming out, so Notre Dame, of course, number 1, but
that's where he played.
Notre Dame. The number 2 was probably, I want to say UNC.
Oh, I like UNC.
UNC was probably the number 2.
The colors.
And then number 3, let's see, Virginia Tech, UVA, probably.
Okay.
Probably those 2.
Well, because you're from Virginia. You went to the private school, Woodbury?
Woodbury Forest, and it was 30 minutes away from UVA. So it was, UVA was...
I didn't know it was that close.
It was that UVA was... They had somebody at my school every week.
Who was the head coach then?
Mike London.
Got it.
He was, so they had somebody at my school every week. They were coming after me. For sure.
And they wanted me... Running backs coming out, bro.
And they wanted me a receiver. A lot of schools wanted me a receiver or safety, and that's where I got recruited at receivers, safety. But a lot of schools wanted me a receiver, and I was like, no, I'm not playing receiver. I'm playing safety.
So when you chose Notre Dame, what position?
They wanted me a safety until I got to camp, and then they moved me to
So you recruited Notre Dame for safety?
Yeah, and I basically played safety for 2 months,
and then
got moved to
wide receiver.
Yeah,
and then your junior year, that was your junior year that you went to running back.
Senior year, redshirt junior year.
Yeah, Notre Dame does it different, right?
Redshirt junior year.
And then you played, and you had a hell of a 6 games. I mean, you're a Heisman Trophy candidate, right?
Yeah.
And then you blew your ankle out.
Then, I got a bad ankle sprain and couldn't return for the rest of the season, basically. And then,
well, how did you know? Did you know when you got to college, okay, I could compete? And then when did you know, wait a minute, I might have a shot in the NFL?
Well, it really wasn't until those 6 games, those, my sophomore year, I got out there playing a little bit. Junior year, started getting some, I was on special teams. I was like one special teams player of the year. We got a lot of, got like 500 yards receiving, something like that. So that's when I was like, I can play the next level. I can definitely play the next level. I didn't know if I was going to get drafted. I knew I was going to, maybe have a shot working out with a team or something. And then next year, I got moved to running back. And then all of a sudden, things just kind of went crazy.
You blew up.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Woodgym is like, is that the same guy I was training with? Like, he just went for this touchdown, that touchdown.
And it was just...
amazing.
It was, honestly, for me, I didn't even know what was going on. It was just... I was just playing, and they were just... it was just surreal to me because, this is my first time really playing running back. And, I played it when I was in Little League, but really haven't played it since I was, 12 years old,
right.
Really. So now I'm playing running back and, I'm scoring all these touchdowns, doing all this stuff, and it's just surreal to me. And then that was when I was like, wow, I can. Even my first start was I was like, I'm gonna play in the NFL at running back, and I just knew it right then. At UVA in Virginia, playing in front of my family, I was like, wow, I'm about to play in the NFL.
Yeah, he had some amazing runs, and I just text him going Petrone bands. Because that's when he ran a lot with the Petrone bands. He's like, you know it. We didn't even keep, it wasn't long dialogues at all. I knew you were in the heat of the season and stuff was coming out of him so fast, he didn't need to hear much. Just how everything looked. He looked pretty running too. And he'd catch something out. You could tell he was a receiver because, everything he was catching was nice. It wasn't like a normal running back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then that journey leads you to, okay, hey, we're going to combine train. We did some of that, and then you get drafted, and then, even your rookie year, you were playing.
Yeah, and, just playing, actually having a great rookie year. had a big game against the Patriots, big run against the Eagles, and then
that's on the wall. That's the one on the wall. That was what?
72.
Yeah, that's I say 72. I always get it mixed up from 52 to 72. That was 72, and he was gone.
Yeah, 72.
I mean, that was big, and that's a big boy running.
Yeah.
What are you weighing? What's your playing weight?
I'm gonna be around 229.
Woo, that's big. 6'2", 229 with great calves. Yeah,
great calves.
No, he really does have good calves. I mean,
calf raises.
Yes.
The calf raises.
Yeah, all the calf.
The calf raises. I'm telling you.
That's it. That's flying by. So I always like to get into mental psyche. So how do you still keep motivated? You're going. This is your fourth year. Everybody says contract year. I mean, are you nervous going into the next year, or you feel okay, or you just can't worry about that? Focus on what you could do and control.
For me, it's always been, I think football has always been just fun for me, and I've always enjoyed playing football, and I don't want to, I don't want to lose that. And I think maybe these last couple years I have been, pressing. I definitely been pressing myself, trying to, get back to, this, the CJ that I've been missing, but he's never gone anywhere, and I just want to get back to being football being fun for me, because I think for the last couple years it really hasn't been. And my rookie year and even my second year I was enjoying football. I was loving it. Injuries happened and I couldn't really enjoy it as much. But now it's just, now that I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling better than I ever have. I just want to get back to enjoying football and just having fun with it. And everything else is gonna work itself out. I'm not worried about contract year. It is what it is. I'm gonna go out there and play, have fun, and as long as I'm out there playing, and as long as I'm out there having fun, everything else is gonna work itself out. And I know that because I know the type of player I am.
Well, and that's we've talked about this again with every person we've sat down and coaches. We've had coaches on here also. Is like having fun is the name of the game, and people think if you're having fun, then you're not serious. But fun and serious actually could work both ways. If you really are enjoying what you're doing and wake up every day and know that it's a blessing. And I mean, I think one of the reasons you do come here is the Italian guy's always having fun on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's always fun. Right. I think that's a lost art, and we talk about that is when you go to these high school games of whatever sport and you see everybody, they still look so tight and miserable. It's and they're also afraid to fail or make a mistake. Yeah. Where do you think all that comes from?
It's just a lot of pressure put on them. I think
social media.
Definitely social media. It's hard. Everybody wants to be that.
Look at me.
That that everybody wants to be that in that Instagram star, that Twitter star, whatever you want to call it, and they just want to, they want to have all the followers and this and that, and they see somebody else with it, and they want to have that, so they feel all this pressure on them, and then I feel even for high school kids, they want to have all these stars, they want to go to these camps, have these stars, have all the offers, and really just. Instead you just go out there and play, have fun, and do you, and play your best. Really, that's just go out there and play your best and have fun, and everything else is gonna work itself out.
And I know you do those camps. You have a great CJ Prosise camp. Is that some of the stuff you preach to the kids? Because I know that with the baseball and the football, it's camp over camp over camp over 40 over short shuttle over, like you said, the stars, 3 stars, 4 stars. How much do you think that weighs in somebody getting a scholarship?
Of course, those recruiting sites, they're going to put the 5 stars and stuff up there, and those guys going to have the 100 offers and all, whatever it is. But, really, the guys, I was a 3-star. So, whatever, and I went to Notre Dame, and I ended up being a 3rd-round draft pick. So, it's not, the stars in the end really don't matter. It just... However, you just go play. If somebody likes you, they like you. They like you. That's what I like to tell guys a lot too. Especially in recruiting wise, go to the school. That you really like the school, and where they really like you at. Because then that's where you're gonna get your best shot.
That's what I read in one of the books. One of the books that I read was talking about make sure you like the school, not just the football program, because things could go wrong. Yeah. Injuries or whatever. So you got to like where you are. Would you say that holds true?
Oh no, for sure. You never know, because you go to a school where, things are going good one year, the next year is not going well, and then they can fire the whole staff, and all of a sudden you got a whole different staff who might not even want you to be playing for them, So you have no idea.
So you better like the school.
Yeah, you better like the school.
Yeah, well, that's why I like the pros, like a CJ in here, just to talk to all these kids. I mean, it's a very unique setting that we have of the high school kids that still, I mean, hell, you get to live with CJ Prosise. The high school kids last summer came in and were living with you and Calvin Pryor and Cam and Josh Dobbs and Josh Malone. I mean, where else can you get that type of influence? That type of, even it's 5-10 minutes to these kids, the way they respect and look up to you, and then still work together.
Yeah.
I say when you start training together, when you start sweating with somebody, that being a brotherhood of football, because you really could tell somebody's character, how they train and what they're doing in their training session. I mean, 100%. Yeah. Don't you think?
No, for sure. Yeah, well, you can definitely, when you're really sweating with somebody, working out with somebody, you really feel that person. You really get, to understand that person a little bit more.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think you really make a big impact with all these kids of what you do, and I love that you're doing those camps, and I follow those things. Those are so awesome. So we have this week, and then we haven't even had a chance to talk. Maybe that's why it's so good to do the podcast, because you just talk about things you don't get to talk. Because at dinner we have so many people around us, and we're feeling everybody else's vibe, and then we go so hard through the day, like you said. We never, we pass each other sometimes. Sometimes we ride in together. And what it would be your next step after here, like, because. Yeah, it's a big year, not a big year, but like we both know, because, a part of me is with you on the field, just like when I talk to the MMA fighters, when they go in the ring, that whole facility's in there with them, is I want you to be the best you could be. I want you to have your dream, and I think that's a good thing about the Woodgym and seeing me is when you say, I've been doing it 28 years. I didn't have a plan B. Got out of college, and I'm like, I'm doing this for a living. Nobody believed I would do it. I'm living my dream of what I started. So you're really with a genuine person when I'm like, I want you to live your dream. I want you to get everything you wanted to get, or whatever the God blesses you to get. But go get that. Now, from here, it's just us talking. I know people are listening and watching, but what does this year look like? I mean, and it's okay to go, hey, it's a huge year. It's like this is what I was, one of the many reasons I was put on this earth, but to ball out so I could affect kids and give back to the communities and make an impact on other people coming up.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely an important year. I'm just excited for it.
You seem like you're in a great space.
Yeah,
you really do. I mean, walking around the house, maybe you know me. We've been around. Maybe I'm in a better space. So everybody's in. I mean, I'm always putting it on for everybody, for sure. I never not deliver when it comes to work, but we seem so positive. You know, we want hurts, we want negatives, but it's still like we're moving around the house and we're getting it going, and it's so easy with you. I mean, when you come in, it's like you're not even. It's so easy because you're such a professional, and I want it to work out for you. I want you to have the best career you could have. Yeah. Where do you go the next months? Because now you have what, 4 or 5 weeks? Yeah,
about 4 weeks. After here, go back home. Have my Be Prosise little summer camp back in at home, and then from there go back to Seattle, and I'm back. Kind of right back to it.
And then right back on?
Yeah, right back on it. But, really just, I think the most important part for me is staying on schedule. Staying up with all of my maintenance, body maintenance, everything I have going on, massages, chiropractor, acupuncture, all that stuff, type stuff, yoga. And that's going to be the most important part, because and that and sleep as well, because just make sure I get in my sleep. That's why I like to be in bed around 10 o'clock every night.
Yeah, you have been doing that, bro. Yeah. I mean, you've been like, there's no couch time. We used to sit on the couch. There's no couch time. It's like, hey, I'm going, I guess he's going, or vice versa. The one thing I do always check, all the years you've been coming, This is a little insider for everybody out there listening or watching. It's not bad. It's not going to embarrass you at all. It's good. The one thing that I always loved about CJ Prosise, and I swear his sophomore, junior year, he spelt his last name a different way, but he says he did. I think he switched it up on me, and I don't know. Or I had one too many red wines. I always go in his room. He's got the bottom downstairs room in my house. Okay, no, this is good. It's not bad. It's nothing against him. It's actually a very positive thing. CJ has one room. I don't think he's ever been in another room in the house. Yeah. Downstairs, right next to me. It's a beautiful room. It has 2 different doors. It's like a guest quarters. It closes off. I mean, it's a hut. It's a studio apartment basically. I always walk in his room. Every time he's here, he probably doesn't even know it. I just open up the door. I never, probably even touch the carpet on the floor with my feet. And I always look for one thing. His ab wheel. He has an ab roller wheel, old school ab roller wheel. Every time he's been here, he has the ab roller. Right or wrong?
You're right.
So you travel with that
everywhere I go.
And you get your abs in before wake up, go to bed?
Usually right before I go to bed.
See, all the great ones from who's the Ohio State running back that was 2-time Heisman Trophy? Archie Griffin. Okay. I read his biography. Oh my God, he was a stud. He used to do, and of course, after I read it, I started doing it and thought I was going to die. But to lose weight and get his abs strong and lose weight, he did all his ab exercises in a car. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, everybody has their different, the great ones have these different rituals that they do when nobody's looking. So that's the moral of that. When I see that wheel, it's not here. It's not, you got a jersey on the wall, you got a picture on the wall, we got Leonard Fournettes, we got Dobbs, Helton, Smiths, you could look all around. You're doing that on your own. And what I find now in 2019, the new generation isn't doing a lot on their own if they're not being watched, or if it's not being tweeted out, social media out. No, you're not doing that. Right. You're not doing an ab roller every night. I may have given a secret away of one of the many things you probably do when nobody's looking. Mm-hmm. But I think that's a beautiful thing, and don't lose that. That's awesome. I mean, the day you don't come down with that wheel, we might have to have a talk and go, reality check where you are, what's going on.
Exactly, yeah.
And so those little things, wouldn't you say it's a little... why do you do that wheel? We do ab and core in here. It's got to be more mental.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, every night I got to get my ab wheel in. It's just
So what do you do with that? Like, do you do a certain amount of reps?
So I usually do 3 sets of 15, and then I usually do 25 push-ups in between.
That's why I love this podcast. I didn't know what your routine was. Yeah. I knew you brought it down, but I don't know why. And I think it's so you have that edge.
Yeah.
Because here you're paying the price. Okay, cool. This is I'm punching the clock. This is business. I paid Charlie for the week. We're doing this, but this is my extra. This is one of the many things that I'm doing that makes me CJ Prosise. Yeah. And don't forget that. I mean, because, to me, you're a savage, and everybody has a savage within them, and it's my job to make sure we pull it out in everybody, because everybody deserves to be a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
So go find yours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? CJ, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking this time. I'm so glad we got to do it, and there's no flight. We're going to have a great weekend. We got some good food coming tonight, whether it's at the house or not. Somebody's bringing us some stuff, but I don't know if he could eat all that on a strict diet, but we'll see if he can. And then, we're going to get some more sessions in and then go from there. And I love you, man. And thanks so much for being loyal to me. And that's not a put on.
Oh, man, you already know, man. It's great.
Always loyal. I don't even have to ask him, hey, are you coming in? Because everybody, and the funny thing, all these high school kids that have been with you are always going to CJ coming back in. CJ's the one of the crowd favorites here. Of course, my girls love everybody, but they're always like, Siege, and this is the first year that they're not here. Yeah. I'm in the house alone, and it's a little bit different, of the girls and CJ not riding in together, getting Chick-fil-A together, or whatever it is. And you've kept me company too this week, and I appreciate it. And I love it, and good things are going to happen no matter what.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I appreciate you for always having me.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Love you, man. Thank you.